The topic of today's video is prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. Come with me and I'll tell you some tips and secrets about them. In California, we're allowed to have prenuptial and postnuptial agreements. In other words, we can limit or expand the rights of parties in a marriage. Primarily, prenuptial agreements are used to limit spousal support in case of divorce, to limit the creation of community property. For example, husband owns a house, but it's not fully paid for. He gets married, and at that point, if there is no prenuptial or postnuptial agreement, at the point of marriage, it becomes partial community property, which the wife may be entitled to during a divorce. Pre- and postnuptial agreements are also used for estate planning, and there are some other uses for it. Sometimes prenuptial agreements have issues regarding child custody and visitation. I have seen some prenuptial agreements that try to limit or expand child support. I'm not sure in California that's going to be enforceable, but I have seen it in agreements. I've seen prenuptial agreements that are 10 pages. I've seen prenuptial agreements that are 100 pages. Are they a good idea? Well, I guess it depends on what side you're on. Let's say it's the husband who has all the assets and he gets married to a woman who has no assets. Is it a good idea for the husband? Probably. Is it a good idea for the wife? Probably not. In many cases, I've had people come to me to review prenuptial agreements, and I've told people on many occasions, hey, I wouldn't sign that agreement. It's not fair, and it gives away a lot of your rights. Sometimes the client takes my advice, sometimes they don't, and sometimes the people end up not getting married because of this issue of assets and money when it comes to the prenuptial agreement. A lot of people have said to me, oh, if we're getting married, we don't need a prenuptial or postnuptial agreement. Love is all that matters. I guess it depends on what side you're on, whether love is all that matters or whether you need a prenuptial or postnuptial agreement. A postnuptial agreement is something that happens after the marriage. A prenuptial agreement is something that happens before the marriage. There's a story, I represented a woman that ended up in a divorce case that they got married with no agreement. The marriage is going along fine until, boom, there's a snag. Husband decides he doesn't want to be married. And he realizes he can't get divorced because he's got to give half of everything that he has to his wife. And he has to pay her spousal support. He tries to get her to sign a postnuptial agreement. Well, there's a provision in the agreement that she should go have it reviewed by someone before she signed it. And she found me, and I read it, and I couldn't believe the postnuptial agreement. It was so one-sided and lopsided, and I told her, you know, I don't think I would sign this, and I would advise you not to sign it. And I gave her all the reasons. And she told me, well, if I don't sign it, he's going to divorce me. And I told her, well, it looks like to me he's going to divorce you anyway. He just wants you to give up rights and all of the property and to your spousal support after you're divorced. She didn't sign it. About a year later, they did get divorced. She came back to me to represent her in the divorce. And in the divorce, she ended up getting half of the community assets, and she ended up getting about $2,500 a month in spousal support. She told me later, after it was all over, she told me, you know, I'm glad I took your advice and I didn't sign that postnuptial agreement. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call at 888-888-6582 or visit us on the web and go to my website and you can download a free copy of our book, or if you want the book mailed to you, just call the office and we'll mail the book out to you without any questions asked.
For your free consultation, Call the law offices of Vincent W. Davis and Associates today. 1-888-888-6582. That's 1-888-888-6582. Thank you for watching.